Aren't you excited about the tools? Look at the... So, Sandy, what do you think about these tools, huh?
Yeah, they're good tools.
Yeah. There we go.
Sockets, ratchets, things.
Yeah, we could talk for hours about this, but we won't because that's annoying. So we were at SEMA the other day, and the guy came up with a new type of ratchet, which I hadn't seen before. These are interesting designs. They have ball bearings inside, or roller bearings.
Future is ball bearings. Right?
They are. They don't click, but they have. They have almost unlimited amount of. What do you call that? Backlash, back turn.
What, the angle? The angle that you can catch it at?
Yeah.
For that mini ratchet.
Yeah, for that annoying car, which is everyone in the room behind you, that doesn't have a little space. Very, very low clearance on them. A normal ratchet, as you know, will have like, this is a Craftsman.
Old
ratchet.
School.
Yeah, old school. Where it's got maybe like 5 degrees between click. This one's already worn out, but the gear ratchet and other people make these that are really fine, but these are even better because they have a unique ball bearing design in here that's almost unlimited in terms of the
unique ball bearing design.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I don't like about these.
It doesn't click.
It doesn't freaking click.
I know. It's like there's something soothing about clicking. Well, not this one because it's broken. But
there's no sound to make me know and feel good.
I know. You can't tell because it's part of the audio is working on the car. But I bought a set. They're on home. Actually, they're all out of stock except for Home Depot. But very good for working in tight spots. I don't think I would use these every day, just for regular stuff because I like that sound.
Yeah. They have nice ratchets, and it would annoy me not to be.
It does annoy me a little bit. They should have like the Tesla thing where it goes fake click.
Oh
click,
yeah,
click,
yeah,
click,
yeah,
click, yeah.
Yeah, it's add on. It's an additional fee.
Right.
Battery pack connects to the side, but it looks like it's pretty well made. I hope they weren't crazy expensive, but
they're about $20-$30 maybe.
That's fine. That's a good.
Yeah.
It's a get you out of a jam.
You know what? That's the key. Is having tools that will get you out of a jam. They're priceless when you have them there versus when you don't. When you spend 2 hours trying to get something out of there. I was just grabbing this out of the drawer, and this getting out of a jam, believe it or not, I don't use this all the time because that can be annoying if it bends, but one of these is really, really, very
I used to have
useful.
that one, and I don't know whatever happened to it. People borrow your tools,
Yep.
and at some point you don't remember who has them.
That's why I have a set of Post-it notes on top of the toolbox.
I don't
when Bob
lend my tools
or
anymore.
Phil or Kenny or anybody else borrows my tools.
And here's
I
the
write
worst,
a note.
Here's the worst
Kenny
part.
borrowed this, and I put the date.
Tell me if this isn't the scenario. You lend somebody some weird tools that you have.
Yep.
Totally forget about it. Go over their house or shop, and you see them there, and you ask them, "Hey, aren't those my blah 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 ratchets, whatever?" And they go, "No, I've had these for years." And you're going,
Yeah, you borrowed them years ago.
and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that scenario play out many times. So I don't lend my tools out
Post-it
anymore.
notes. Post-it notes.
Only to 1 or 2 people.
Right. And while I was grabbing sockets, just simple little things. This, believe it or not, this red tool holder, one of the most brilliant purchases I have ever
What
made.
do these numbers mean on the MM? What are those?
Those are millimeters.
Oh, so those are metric. The metric? Is that how you pronounce it?
Metric, yes. So why is this great? Because when you're working on a car and your toolbox is over there and you don't know which size you need, you're like, oh, which size do I need? If you're really good, you can look by look, you can get by feel, but then you just take the whole damn thing with you.
Don't you just get a bucket and fill it up with all the tools you need? I take a bucket.
Yeah, this goes in the bucket.
I just throw sockets. I don't have any that fancy stuff.
Then you're like peeking through it and trying.
Look, all cars, almost every project uses 3 sockets.
No, this is great. This is great because you can just.
I like the magnet.
You can use it just comes with you and all that stuff, and it comes. You got the small, and we got the big here. If you're working on a boat's like 25 feet away or 25 yards away in the back there. You just take it with you back to the boat. If you leave a socket, you know you left it there because you're missing a spot. I always like to have things with labels that I always know if I'm missing a spot. For years, I didn't do this. And for years, I just laid awake at night wondering where my sockets disappeared to.
Empty. See that?
Yes!
Paranoid.
No, it's not paranoid. It's because of what I just said. Is that it's empty because there's no, I don't have, maybe I should get 15. That's interesting. But
no, those are quarter drives.
There's no 15s there. So instead of me searching endlessly for a tool that doesn't exist, I wrote empty.
Yeah, and let me ask you. So we're you know, obviously you're into the metric systems because you have a lot of these foreign jobbies in here.
Yes.
So this is a 14 millimeter socket. What's the drive size for these sockets? You know, 8 millimeter. What do I call that? 8 millimeter, or is that a 1/4 inch drive? I'm just trying to get
talk about more controversies and things that don't make sense in the world.
The
Earth is really flat, right?
to some people it is, Wayne. To some people it is.
Yeah, no, 1/4 inch drive.
I like these. The magnets.
Yes, I get the irony of that.
The magnets are strong on this, which is nice because I had some of that for the tool drawer that have magnets, and I hate them because they're too big, and the magnets don't hold the socket. So
I wish I remembered where I got these. I probably ordered them on. Looks like there's a
Interwebs?
magnet. Oh, look at that! There's a magnet too, so it sticks to the side. I don't even use that part, but it sticks to the side. I probably got them on Amazon.
Interwebs somewhere.
You know, I buy a lot of tools, and most of them are just mediocre, and I don't really use them, and I don't really say this is a must-have. After years and years and years of not having these.
I have the long, old Craftsman ones that are metal with the prongs that let the sockets.
Oh, yeah, I got those at home.
The sockets always lose, especially on the 1/4 inch. They don't hold any sockets. They just end up falling off in the toolbox drawer.
Yeah, ironically, I have a different set at home, which is not as good. Now that I'm talking about it so much, I probably should just go and buy a whole set of these just so I have them at home. But old home habits are hard to break.
All right, so you got some nice stuff. What else you got hidden
I got
back
one more.
here?
Yeah. So I was grabbing sockets to show. And
yes.
You know what? For years, I did not own a set of these. And they're expensive, and you only use them once in a while, but you know, the swivels, when you need them, they're priceless.
Well, the thing that's nice is that these have, it's a shorter distance.
Right.
Because if you put the swivel on a socket on a swivel, you got this big old thing.
Right.
I've used these things on pulling out transmissions.
Yep.
And it's like there's no other way to get it other than pulling the engine and trans together except with that.
Yep. And this is an obvious, oh, look how much angle. No, that's not when you need it most. It's when you need it, is when you know when you got to go that. And that it just won't fit as a straight socket, and you either need to take your other socket to a grinder and grind it up, or you can use one of these. It's just the slight angle is always the part. And you're like, dang it, I can't fit the socket in there.
Yeah.
I have to get up and get one of these.
And
At least it's.
And they're just a nice short socket. It's just
these are Craftsman.
Huge.
They're pretty well made.
Well, these are the old days because these are Craftsman made in USA.
It does say that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And you won't see that anymore. Just in case people buying Craftsman think they're made in USA, they are not.
Yeah.
They might be at some point. Who knows? But
yeah, no, I got these about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I have a lot of these like old tools that are just odd jobs that you almost never pull them out. But when you need it, you spend 30 minutes looking for it, and it's worth it because you can get the job done.
I really, really, really recommend these. I didn't have a set for a long time, and then when I bought it, I was like, man,
They also make these in impact style too.
All right. So I've had these. Again, none of these videos or products are sponsored. These are just stuff that we like. Nobody paid us anything to promote.
If they want to, we'll send you ABA banking information to ship.
That's correct. If they want to send some new sets of tools,
sets of that and money, because
Although I will admit, I am very partial to my tools after using them for years and years and years to write books and stuff like that. In fact, I lost this 8mm wrench the other day, and I couldn't sleep.
Look here in the corner of your eye.
Well, I couldn't sleep because it's like I had a missing spot. And that's another thing too, is that if you get these, you want to keep them in this container, because then you know if one's missing. Otherwise, in the old days, I used to throw all my wrenches in a drawer.
I have the exact opposite. I have a drawer filled with 50 gear wrenches, and I don't want to know.
And how many minutes does it take you to find
I know
7mm?
They're organized roughly by size.
No, don't
I
listen.
I don't want to know that there's a gear wrench in my window door, locked in the door panel.
This is the way to go. So you can always find. Back when I used to work for Hughes, we used to log in and log out tools, so that the one was logged out and
that's because employees
they didn't want it in the satellite as they threw it up in orbit. So I'm sounding like I'm really anal about this, but I'm not. But anyway, so I went on eBay and I had to buy a used one that fit exactly here.
So you bought a whole nother full set.
No, I just bought the one.
Every other
I bought one.
Yeah, you threw all the other ones away.
$30 just to get the one. just that would match perfectly the font and all this stuff, whatever.
Oh my God.
And then immediately after the ride,
You found it.
I found the old one. Yes. So yeah, and it was in a different drawer, and I have no idea how it got there, but I couldn't stand not having it.
The kids.
Anyway,
GearWrenches.
yeah, GearWrenches. You
Variety
should
of brands.
never use a regular wrench again. These are the industry standard now. Very clickable. You don't have to, but I recommend the one with the little switches on it so you can switch back and forth. They make ones without that are a little cheaper. You just have to flip it around. I don't like those that much.
There's a downside to this, by the way. You know what the downside is? You ever got stuck and you can't get the wrench out because you can't back it up.
Of the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can just throw this. And back
yes.
up. I really, 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 really highly recommend it. I've written 5 books on how to repair cars, and in the books I have a section called Tools of the Trade. I think these are too new for some of the books, but these are like one of the.
There's even one.
Can I finish?
All right.
These are one of the best recommended items in the book.
You know, weird tools.
Now you can go.
You know how you like
so excited.
You know how you like the swivels? They make a set of these that I hate and love at the same time.
Yeah.
The head swivels on the back.
Yeah, I got those over here.
All right, let's just show those because it's another one of those tools. I hate them because it's too wobbly for general use, but every once in a while it's another one of those weird tools where you can get up in a place that you can't get, or you have to pull the crawl foot out, and those things suck. Super, super useful for weird things.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah. You don't have to buy.
I never use these.
I've used those every once in a blue moon because you can get somewhere where you don't want to have to put a socket. You have no room, no clearance, and that will get into it. But another weird one. They're useful.
I have a set here in the garage, here, but not at home. I can't say I've ever been in a spot where I'm like, oh man, I wish I had those. So they're cool, they're useful, but if you have stuff like this, you can usually get away with it.
You were giving people, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, we're giving people a reason to buy more tools, and clearly
you don't need any reason to buy more tools.
you do in some cases, but I like these because they come in handy. I've used it a few times, not a lot, not a lot, but definitely, it's another one of those like lazy man tools. If you have the ability to take 10 wrenches with you, take 10 of these because they're going to get you out of a jam. But
sure,
teach their own.
Okay.
I'll just buy tools because they're made in USA. I like or quality tools.
Right.
It doesn't have to be made in USA.
Speaking of that, it's a good transition now.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about toolboxes for a minute. All right. So a lot of people are very anal. Is that the right word? Very opinionated about toolboxes. Don't talk about politics. Talk about politics.
You want to get in a fist fight? Talk
about toolboxes.
Talk smack about that guy that just spent $8,000 on a Snap-on toolbox, and tell him it's the same one as Harbor Freight.
Yeah. So speaking of Harbor Freight, yes, this is a Harbor Freight toolbox, and
again, no sponsors. This is just stuff we have.
Yep. So I bought a bunch of these because they're pretty good. They're not perfect. They have ball bearing slides. We can do B-roll and stuff like that, but we have ball bearing slides. They handle a lot of weight. They come with aligners. They're not like $100. They're still hundreds of dollars.
$300-400 for this?
I think this one was $400 or $500. They go on these crazy sales sometimes where they're like $1,000 and then they become $350, and it doesn't make any sense.
Every once in a while, you used to see I don't know if it was from Harbor Freight. It might have been at Costco that you had like these size toolboxes made in stainless steel, and I love freaking stainless steel. No paint to scrape off, and it just looked good. And I have a garage full of toolboxes, so I never. And I think it was like $400. It was good stuff.
Back when I didn't have any money, I used to buy used toolboxes, and the crappy ones with no ball bearing slides and all that.
I have my first roll of toolbox exactly like this from Craftsman is a non-ball bearing.
Those things are terrible.
I keep greasing.
I know, it's absolutely terrible. You're emotionally attached to it because if you use it for 50 years.
That was the first toolbox.
I got one of those too. It's just terrible.
It's just like you pull the other one. I have a newer one.
It reminds you when you didn't have any money and you're poor, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's awful, but you won't get rid of it.
Absolutely awful. Yeah.
I will not remove it from the garage.
No. So we're not toolbox snobs, but this is actually a pretty high quality unit.
They're not bad.
No, they're actually very good.
I have the Craftsman one I have is 30 years old, and I've used these and the feel's the same. They're all crappy. even that Snap-on guy that just paid $8,000 for his toolbox, he's still paying for that for the rest of his life. Whereas we're gonna, we could upgrade. I guess
buying cars.
Buying cars.
Yeah. So.
But that's also a different deal. We're not mechanics.
Speaking of Harbor Freight, it's hit or miss at Harbor Freight. More hit than miss.
Well, nowadays. Well, first of all, you got to walk in there with a freaking gas mask.
That's true, because all the rubber.
The rubber outgassing, who knows what that stuff's doing to you. But
I feel bad for those employees.
But that's also like the same thing. When you walk in there, it's got a familiar smell.
Yeah, like an IHOP.
Yeah, but not quite as good.
Not quite as good. No, so Harbor Freight, toolboxes are good. Drill bits, not so much.
The $19 grinder that you're going to destroy and throw in the trash, always a winner.
So that's another thing too I talk about in the books, is disposable tools. It's like a new category that didn't exist like 20 years ago.
I'm a huge fan of them.
No, but sometimes like with disposable tools, when I mean the walls are so thin that they can fit places that these can't. So I've had like some Chinesium or Taiwanesium
well,
the Chinesium
are bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
The Taiwan tools, I've had some really good ones. Like working on the Porsche, I've had to buy some.
But my point is the walls are so thin that you can get them in different.
Oh, you've never sat. You've never sat at a grinder and ground the thing. Come on.
I have done that, but not on these sockets that cost $10 a piece. But the Chinese or Asian cheapy
throw
ones.
Them away.
No, yeah, you use them once. You look at them; they're all cracked and split. You're like, okay, throw them away. But they're the only ones that will fit. That car behind us right here, that Fiat, not Fiat. That's the Fiat. The Renault Alpine has a socket for the spark plugs where these will not fit in there, and only the really, really cheap sockets with the thin walls will fit in there.
The front sockets were made out of like a piece of sheet
metal.
Out of
cheese.
Yeah, something like that. Nothing good. The one thing I do like about Harbor Freight, and they do have some range of tools now. They used to not.
Right.
But if you just don't have a lot of bread, you can still get tools and work on your car. And that's what I don't appreciate the quality of the tools, but I appreciate...
Some of them are still pretty good, though.
I appreciate that it's accessible to people that aren't rolling, in a Cadillac, with us.
Again, you got to call a spade a spade. When something's crap, I'll call it out. When something's good, this toolbox is good.
Yeah.
The drill bits from Harbor Freight, not that good. Zip ties, hardware, all that's pretty good. Yep.
Zip ties I've bought there before, and they decompose. Certain things you gotta just know the limitations of.
All right. We'll furniture moving carts are like $20 there.
Oh, furniture blankets, furniture moving carts.
Well, the blankets disintegrate.
Yeah.
So you use them like once, and then throw them away.
On my Aston Martin, that's one of the car cover accoutrements.
Right.
On top of that is a welding blanket, because who knows what I'm doing.
Right. Well, we're going to be
we'll look at that.
We're going to be doing a tour of Cover King's factory.
And I'll show you I'll show them my homemade.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about, because everybody does that. They put the car cover on and they put the moving blanket on top to prevent stuff from being falling. I went. Hang on.
I'm so excited. I don't know if you have to hold it.
I went to Steve, who's my friend, who's the owner of Cover King.
Super nice fellow.
You need to make a car cover that's made out of moving blankets. So they made one, and it's great, and it will protect the car from anything. Trouble is, it weighs like 200 pounds, so it needs like 2 people to put it on.
It's like a heavy blanket.
It is a heavy blanket.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can go.
I just want to say, not only do I have multiple layers, and I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll roll some footage down at my house showing the car cover.
After all that, you're not going to tell them?
No. This is bait and switch, I guess. This is internet bait and switch, like big headlines, and then it's no big deal.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Let's wrap up. Let's grab the last 2 sockets sets that we have and show those off.
Well, let's just swivel for 1 second.
Okay.
To the shop master.
Upside down dog.
There he is.
The dog's having a good time.
Wow. Yeah.
Good to be a dog.
It is good to be a dog, especially in this shop. Look at him.
Sandy,
what's that?
These are the greatest little toolkits if you need small tools with bits. They swing out. These are from, I guess it's pronounced Wera. I don't know. Not to be confused with Weha, which is a different company.
But they actually look the same font and stuff like that. So it's a knockoff of Weha?
They're German-based, but I think these are made in Czechoslovakia or something, Czech Republic. I don't know what that means anymore. But these are great. Well, I guess I would say they're child-proof, but I keep these in my car, just in the glove box for emergencies, and it comes with, all kinds of like little fun things, like the attachments, all secured, little mini socket extension, so bit holders, things like that. But it also has a nice arrangement of sockets for those that want metric. And the Imperial version, aka American
These are cool.
version. The bits that come with these are, Torx, Security, Hex, Phillips. If you get the metric kit, it comes with Posi drive. And for those that don't know, look it up. But that's what you need in a lot of British cars, imports and stuff. It's not a Phillips head; it's close, but super helpful and really good quality. I like the quality. I use these to carry with me in my my pack when I was doing night shift work, and just a handy all-in-one thing.
How much are these?
I think it was about 60 to 70, depending on if you got them on sale or not. I got these off
each
of
one.
Yeah, each one. Again, really good quality tool. But the thing that's nice about it is it's, like I said, it's got everything you need to get you out of trouble. Screwdriver holder for all the bits, the shorty attachments for.
I see that.
Yeah, like just so now you can make it a socket, or if you need, like, say, a Torx bit and you want to fit that right into the thing, it's right in the socket. It's nice.
I like the details. I mean, you open this up, not only normally you just go like this and then you have to strain your finger to get that out, but no, it cracks open like that. So someone was actually thinking with their brain and actually used the tool and said, oh, we should make it so it rocks open. I like that. When a lot of tools, a lot of stuff we see, just nobody really thought about it.
Quick release,
This is
lock
pretty
in.
good.
Yeah, this is a good kit. Like I said, I used to
right.
carry this around me for when I was working night shift, and 90% of the stuff that I need, unless I needed to break some big bolts, I just use the small quarter drive stuff, and it just fits in my glove box now that I'm not working there. So
right in your back pocket, actually. Look at that.
yeah, the holder's great. Has all the things, good to go.
Right. Yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah, Wera. It's a good brand, and
I like it.
fun tool.
I'm gonna order some today.
Yeah.
I'm not just BSing that. I will actually.
You don't have to suck up to me if you don't like the tool that I brought in. I like
No, that's useful.
All right.
I mean, the ones I have in my car are pretty big. The kits and I got so many cars that I always forget to take them around.
And you should clearly be hauling tools in here. We should start taking tools in the test drives.
So we're gonna extend the segment by complaining about something. Hold on.
Hold that thought.
Yes.
I hope you don't pull an Italian tool wrap out of that car.
Nope. Worse.
Oh, I recognize that from my youth.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you were mentioning that, but I just pulled this out of the car. So, when I bought the Alpha, which we talked about in a different segment, I said, oh, I want a set of tools because it's an Italian car and it's going to break down. So, I started looking for a vintage bag. So I bought a doctor's bag on some field trip that we did or eBay, and then I tried to stock the thing with vintage tools. Like, look at this vintage vice grip. I'm like, oh, I want it to look vintage.
That's like a poor man's copy of a vintage vice grip.
No, I think it actually says
vice grip.
No.
Irwin tool. Yeah, no.
No, and then I bought some vintage Craftsman wrenches, and I made sure I bought the vintage screwdrivers, and you know what? Completely not worth it. I should have just bought one of those. This is an expensive experiment in something that didn't work out as well as I wanted to. But I do take it from car to car, and it's got the main weight is the knockoff hammer.
Is it real lead?
I think it's real lead. That's why it's in the plastic bag.
Well, it's too late for us, but.
Yeah. So we don't want to do that. Spark plug wrench and all that. But no, I thought this would be cool, and it didn't turn out to be as cool as I thought.
Well, the creepy part's the doctor's bag. Who knows what that's been through? Gives me like a little flashback to the old days when they used to have doctors that did the visits to your house.
Yeah.
That's how old we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Show up with a bag like this, and you were getting a freaking shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is the aforementioned. One of my most hated things that I will never replace because I don't know what to replace it. But now that I see these ones that Wayne got.
Yeah, so I just realized the fatal flaw with me is that I bought this for one of my English cars, and I forgot that it only had standard stuff in here and it's sitting in the metric car. Yeah, so I'm going to have to buy another one.
Did they
something.
invent metric when that thing was still around? Was that, what is that, 56?
That's a good thing. Ask ChatGPT, right?
That's the internet.
All right.
Write it in if you guys know.